Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Muhammad Alwi, NIM 190456163. Baiklah, di sini saya akan mempresentasikan hasil ujian akhir semester saya untuk memenuhi mata kuliah aplikasi bahasa Inggris. Baiklah, saya akan menjelaskan materi yang sudah saya pilih, yaitu mengenai what is a mountain. What is a mountain? A mountain is a land area that rises noticeably above the region around it, and is much smaller at the top than at the base. A group of mountains is called a mountain range. A group of range from a mountain system. Several systems that are close together and have a similar origin make up a mountain chain. Sometimes people ask how a hill must be to be called a mountain. There is not set date which separates mountain from hills. Usage depend on local custom. Mount Modananok is southern Hampshire in only 3165 feet above sea level, but is rise noticeable above of low region. The Black Hills of South Dakota are 7 to 42 feet above sea level, but they are located on a high sea level. Plain. Mauna Loa in Hawaii, measured from the base on the floor of the Pacific Ocean, is 30 feet high, although it high above sea level in 1366 feet. Yang kedua yaitu main idea. Main idea dari paragraf What is a mountain adalah kalimat pertama yaitu a mountain is a land area that rises noticeably above the region around it and is much smaller at the top than at the base. Yang artinya gunung adalah area daratan yang naik secara nyata di atas wilayah sekitarnya dan jauh lebih kecil di bagian atas daripada di bagian dasarnya. Alasannya ialah dari paragraf tersebut menurut saya yang paling cocok untuk menjadi main idea adalah kalimat pertama. Karena dari kalimat pertama inilah paragraf What is a mountain itu dapat dikembangkan oleh penulis. Selanjutnya yang ketiga, France rich land in West Europe. Location. France has many natural advantages. Her location is excellent for trade. The country faces their important bodies of water, the North Sea, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Mediterranean Sea, and has over 2,000 miles of coastline. Topography. Mountain range protect France along her borders. The more important range at the Pyrenees in the south, the Alps, Jura, and Vosges in the east, and the Low Ardennes in northeast. The Belgian frontier west of the Ardennes is the only border of France that is not protected by mountain. This was a very weak spot in both world wars. Climate. The mid-sea climate of France is very good for agriculture, the leading occupation among Frenchmen. There is less frost than in Britain and more sun. Rainfall is abundant except in the southeast. In South France, west wine making an important industry. The long hot summer along the coast are ideal from growing grapes. Resources. The natural resources of France include the fertile soil of the plain, water power, and timber in the mountain. Large coal field in the north, rich iron deposit in Lorraine, potash in Alaska, and bauxite in the South Alps. The world's largest deposit of natural gas have recently been discovered net the Pinares. Rich farmlands. About half the land of France can be cultivated, and usually each percentage of Europe. Since the day of the French Revolution, that farmer has owned their own industry. France has to mine types of industry fashionable handmade item, product for the luxury market of the world, and standard manufactured goods such ready-made clothing, bicycle, and automobiles. Luxury item, fine perfumes, jewelry, clothing, furniture, glassware, and pottery are France's specialty. They are most export to the soul, the foreign tourists to give France money to buy fuel and other necessary import goods. Textile. The leading French industry is textile. Silk was his product for the use of the French court. Some raw silk is still made in France, where the humid climate is favorable, but because of high labor costs, most raw silk is now imported. Iron industry. The iron as deposit of the Lorraine region and the foundation of France's heavy industry. One of the largest iron deposits in Europe is in a are 70 miles long and 12 miles wide. Coal. France can produce only part of the coal, which the sea need manufacture steel and electric. Chemical plants have been nearby to make use by product. Steel. France still supplies the need of the country shipbuilding, automobile, and mechanic industry. France's heavy industry is made up of the thousands of small firms and a few large units but the renowned automobile company. Baiklah, selanjutnya saya akan menunjukkan peta letak dan batas-batas negara Prancis. Kedua, saya akan menunjukkan peta the Pyrenees Mountain, the Alps Mountain, the Jura Mountain, the Vosges Mountain, and the Ardennes Mountain. Ketiga, saya akan menunjukkan peta the Seine River, the Loire River, the Gona River, and the Rhone River. Yang keempat yaitu influence of Francis. Frenchmen like Fable help us in our American Revolution and fought bravely for freedom many times since then. The French Declaration of the Right of Man ranks with our Declaration of Independence as a great statement of the ideals of freedom. The founders of many of the new nations, especially in Africa, were educated by French missionaries at the Great University of Paris. The name of Pasteur and the Courage in science, Rainier and Rodin in art, Flaubert and Stendhal in literature, and Debussy and rap in music are some evidence of the French influence and culture and higher living standard. Baiklah, sekian yang dapat saya jawab dari UAS untuk memenuhi UAS mata kuliah aplikasi bahasa Inggris. Kurang lebihnya saya mohon maaf. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.